All right, y'all, we back with another video, man. Y'all know how we do. Always pushing health, wealth, better understanding the self, and giving praise to the Most High. So check it. In this video, I'm going over why I feel like Shedeur Sanders and him getting that prank call was premeditated. I'm gonna go over the 4 reasons why I know it was all orchestrated by the NFL. All of the teams understood the assignment, and it went as well. So I'm gonna go over that. I'm also gonna go over it was 11 people right now that passed in Vancouver. Okay, a truck ran through 11 people. I'm gonna go over that. Kind of like the same thing that happened in New Orleans. These acts is going on. I'm gonna go over too. The Asian American an Asian American speaks on the movie Sinners and how I was talking about. I did a video on an Asian guy who was coming out of a restaurant, pretty much going after a black guy for not tipping. So I'm gonna touch on that. And yeah, I'm also go over the 100 detainees from the DEA took them out. But first, let's go over Shedeur Sanders. So right, the NFL right now they trying to act like, oh, this was just a separate act. What's up, Mickey? I appreciate you tapping in, Mickey. Listen, the NFL is trying to act like this is just a separate act. Like they just had nothing to do. They don't know nothing what's going on. I'm gonna prove why. I feel like everybody knows. They all knew what was going on. But first, let me read a little bit from this. It said the Falcons and his son, DC defensive coordinator Jeff Ulbrich, apologized for the prank phone call to Shedeur Sanders during the draft. Right? So we all seen it. I did it on my last live, right? This is how I know this was premeditated. First, right? How did the kid know when he was going to get drafted? For him to make a call, right, and to say you're going to have to wait a little bit longer, and he was exactly right. He had to wait 2 more rounds for him to even get his name called. So I think the kid knew something. And then they saying that he just randomly got a phone call. I mean, he randomly got his phone number from an iPad. The email was saying he got the phone number, and he's like, okay, I'm just going to call him. I don't believe that. Okay, you got to mix me with something else. I don't believe that he just did that randomly. And then they trying to say that the NFL is investigating it. So the NFL is like, okay, look, we're going to investigate this, but they're doing damage control, in my opinion. I feel like they on damage control because they know that this is going to affect their brand. If people understand what I'm saying, that this was the whole NFL was down with this. The teams, the players, this ain't just a one coach from Atlanta. And then that's why they investigating it, because they're trying to make it seem like they don't have nothing to do with it. It's kind of like a switcheroo, right? But the final reason is he got selected by Cleveland. So that he got selected by Cleveland, it lets me know that they sent him to a dumpster fire. Y'all check out my video I did about Cleveland was the worst team that they could have sent him to, right? So this is all of the reasons why I feel like definitely this was set up. And they saying all of this to try to keep all the fans still on the NFL, but I don't like it, and I don't like how they playing games with trying to defer and not being accountable. It was the NFL. Everybody was involved. So I'm gonna let y'all see. I'm gonna read a little bit more from this. So it says this was his apology. He says, and you're gonna say that you're gonna see that he trying to keep the NFL and everybody out of it. So he said, on Friday night, I made a tremendous mistake. Shedeur, what I did was completely inexcusable, embarrassing, and shameful. I'm so sorry I took away from your moment. It was selfish and childish. I could never imagine getting ready to celebrate one of the greatest moments of your life, and I made a terrible mistake. Let me get the whole thing. We got it cut off. But I made a terrible mistake and messed with that moment. He said, I made a terrible mistake, which I think he lying. Thank you for accepting my call earlier today. I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive me. So, man, I just don't want us to fall for this. It's like they trying to put it on that kid, but it's deeper than that kid, in my opinion. I think that they knew about this. They knew to send him in the dumpster fire. Okay, how did the kid know that he wasn't going to get drafted? Right before the call. Like the kid knew something. He had some inside information, in my opinion. So this the kid right here. He don't even look like he, watch football or nothing. So he did the assignment, but I definitely don't feel like he worked alone. Now, it's been crazy news going on. NFL showed their face again in their culture. Says, I'm telling you, Mickey, they lying. NFL showed their face again, and the culture saw it. So lying is necessary. Yeah, they had to lie, but most people gonna catch this and be like, Dion them need to sue the NFL for that. Like they need to really put pressure to them because they trying to just deflect. NFL gonna say we're investigating. Why would you investigate that? Like, why would they care about somebody doing a prank call that has nothing to do with them? You know? So that's my take on it. But I think Shedeur them accepted the phone call. They should have kept that pressure. Like, nah, man, we need to. This was deeper than that. But what y'all think about that? I know Mickey, you like it was the NFL. They definitely trying to do damage control, but I'm tired of the NFL right now. Like I salute everybody going to the league and being passionate about that, but I don't like the power that they got over the community, in my opinion. But I salute everybody who that's their dream in the NFL. I'm definitely my boys definitely ain't playing no football and trying to get into the league. But that's just me though, right? But we got that. That news is out of there. But let me read y'all what they said. This is the other kid. That's him right there. The other kid, this is the one who really made the call. So I just don't see these 20-year-old boys having the mental capability of understanding what's going on when he getting drafted. He gonna go in the 5th round. They called him, I think, in like the 3rd round. Like, how do you know what's going on, bro, to make that call? So we gotta hold the NFL accountable, in my opinion. So it wasn't just no prank. Now the Atlanta Falcons even put out a statement, damage control, you know. And the reason why I feel like it's funny business too, because the Atlanta Falcons did it. They could have had any other team do that. And the reason they had the Atlanta Falcons do it, because that was the team that Shedeur Sanders got drafted from. Why would the Falcons be calling, or somebody from the Falcons be calling? They already drafted a quarterback the year before. This all plays into how they be playing with us, bro, with the media. Ain't nothing gonna happen to the kid. Shut out there. He put white privilege, fire his daddy for not securing sensitive information. Don't let up on these clowns, for real. But do you see the play how they had the Falcons be tied into this? That was the team that drafted Dion. So it's like the games they play with us, bro, they need to be held accountable. But I think it's time for our people. I think it's time for our people to realize the NFL was never good for us. Playing for them should no longer be a goal. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I don't like how they do us. I do not like how they do us, especially after they did Kaepernick like that. They'll blackball you. But Shedeur them took it easy on them instead of saying, no, y'all should have went deeper. But we gonna hold them. We gonna hold them more accountable. Cause I know they sent them to the dumpster fire, Cleveland Brown. Like they gonna. But No here, no there. But he got white privilege. You need to fire. Yeah, if his daddy don't get fired, we really need to cause hell. Like your father should be fired. The NFL should have to pay. It should be some money. You know, this isn't. I don't think this was something small. They trying to act like it's something small, but I don't like it. I don't like it. But that's the news they going with. Atlanta Falcons, the NFL saying things about it, but we know what's up. We definitely know what's up. Now, y'all know I was going over the movie Sinners, right? Avatar was good, family. I was going over the movie Sinners, and y'all know I did a video about the Asian Americans, about the Asian restaurant when they was heckling one of our brothers in the store. And check this out. I don't know if y'all seen that movie Sinners. I did see it. But check this out at what this guy was saying about the Asian community and the black community.
I watched Sinners, and I'm not so sure if I'm the one to speak on this, but one of the many lessons I learned from it is there's so much power in shutting the fuck up. Come on in! What are you doing? Shut up. Why is your vengeance and anger so much more important than your solidarity to the black community who has been there for you, who has uplifted you since the very beginning? Oh, it's because you're only willing to participate if you profit off of them. As a store clerk. Now, there's a lot of history there, but suddenly the moment you're oppressed, the moment your proximity to whiteness widens, you're willing to throw everyone who has supported you under the bus to get your piece? Look at you. That being said, I'm going to shut the fuck up now.
So, if y'all see, what's up, TBZ? So, if y'all see, right, just like the NFL, we be supporting these people, bro. We get them all our support. And you know what they do? They don't care. They don't have no care about us and putting us in position. We done supported the NFL. We done made the NFL a multi-billion-dollar industry, you know? And they don't care. And just like just like the movie, how they were showing the Asian Americans, we done supported their restaurants, was in the hood. We spending all our money there. You think they care? Now, it's crazy that now they got this big headlines of the Asian Americans and not Asian American, but in Toronto, they had this festival where 11 people got killed. Right? Check this out.
Shortly after 8 p.m. last night, a Filipino community festival in Vancouver.
Oh my God!
A car has just smashed its way through pedestrians.
Now, I think this was orchestrated, just like the New Orleans thing. Like they doing little stuff like this when it's like different cultures and stuff. It's like seeming like they trying to start something with, with races or something like that. In my opinion, let me know what y'all think.
Emergency services rushed to the scene as the scale eventually became clear. At least 11 killed, with anyone left standing trying to help.
Yeah.
First aid, CPR, anything to tend to the injured.
He just pushed the gas all the way through the whole block right there, crashing into like everyone in his way. Then I walked down like not even like half the block. I just saw like a bunch of bodies and everything.
City leaders tried to make sense of events.
I'm pretty choked up.
One of them barely able to contain his tears.
I don't even know what to say.
Vancouver is home to one of Canada's biggest and most vibrant Filipino communities. Canada's Liberal Prime Minister, Mark Carney, cancelled a campaign event this afternoon. The federal election is tomorrow to honor the many who are now suddenly grieving.
Families lost a sister, a brother, a mother, a father, a son, or a daughter. Those families are living every family's nightmare.
Police say the
Okay.
30-year-old driver had been apprehended and detained by the crowd before he was arrested. They confirmed he was a resident of the city and was well known to them already.
This is the darkest day in our city's history. Last night, as thousands of members of Vancouver's Filipino community gathered for an important cultural celebration, the actions of a single person shattered our collective sense of safety. It is impossible to overstate how many lives have been impacted forever by this lone individual.
Police refused to speculate about the suspect's motives, but said they didn't believe the deaths were an act of terrorism. They confirmed the man they've arrested has a significant history of mental health issues.
Are you
Listen,
LLC
they get us with
curious?
that
Wondering,
every
is it
time.
time to make my business official?
Every
With
time.
this form,
Just like I told y'all about the Martin Luther King, the Martin Luther King mama. When they killed Martin Luther King mama, they was like, oh yeah, the guy was crazy. He ain't have no, he ain't have health issues. He had mental health issues. So I think the same thing is going on with this guy. Like, oh, he had mental health issues. No, this was MK Ultra. Right? That's what I believe. It was orchestrated because the same thing happened in New Orleans. So it's like y'all trying to pee on people and tell them it's raining, which we ain't falling for that. Now, check this out. We just had another
then turned them over to ICE after they broke up a party at what they are calling an illegal underground nightclub. This happened early this morning in Colorado Springs. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jennifer Meckles. We're also told active duty military members were inside that property at the time of the raid. Let's get straight to 9 News reporter Janelle Finch. You spent the day working to try to learn more about what's going on here.
Now y'all see this? They always have a black person and a white person on the news. Name me anytime you look at a news channel and you see a black person and a white person. It's like they do this purposely. Like they trying to get both crowds, but let me let them cook. I always be seeing that and like, bro, y'all playing with people.
The DEA says they've tracked crimes to this property, including drug trafficking, prostitution,
Salute
and
to the
violence.
chat.
Agents say today they seized drugs and guns from the property, as well as turned over dozens of people to immigration enforcement. The Drug Enforcement Administration says more than 200 people crowded into an event space in Colorado Springs Saturday night. Agents say by early morning Sunday, around half of those attendees had left in handcuffs. One of them was Jose Dominguez.
Tonight I was just partying with a fellow group of my friends.
He says how his night started was far from how it ended. Dominguez says law enforcement broke up the party and evacuated the building.
From there, we were escorted down with handcuffs, making sure that we were U.S. residents.
He says he was released once he verified his citizenship.
My assurance is that I was a U.S. resident. They ran my record, made sure that I had no criminal record history, and then from there they just let me go as if nothing happened.
The same couldn't be said for everyone. The DEA says ICE took more than 100 people in the country without authorization into their custody. Agents say they've been tracking illegal activity at this property for months, including violent crimes.
That's the part that's mind-blowing.
According to the owner of the building, the most recent tenant's lease began in January and is set to end this month.
It's shocking to me to find out what they were doing here. I had no idea.
He look like he Asian, right? Y'all hit the chat, man. What y'all think, man? Is he Asian or what? He don't look like he Guala Guala or Mexico. It look like he from Asia. What y'all say? Put in the chat. Facts. No, it ain't just me, but he's the owner of the club. You know what I'm saying? What you got to do with this, dude? They may need to look into him. What y'all say? Is he Asian or what?
And it's shocking to me the level and the scale that was happening.
He definitely
DEA
Asian.
says investigators noticed members from Tren de Aragua,
Looks like it, right?
and Hell's Angels attending the club. We've asked the DEA if they can share more information about the identities of those possible gang members. They declined to do so. The DEA says more than a dozen active duty military were also either attending.
So my point is like the Asian community be playing a good part into these clubs, these nail salons, these restaurants. They don't never be standing up for anything we got going on. But we see them always in place with white America.
The party or working as security. The Army Criminal Investigation Division is
Asian
working
for
with
sure.
the DEA to determine next steps for those people. Janelle Finch, 9 News.
All right, Janelle, thank you. And some important context as we cover this story. This morning's raid echoes a similar one we saw in Adams County just a few months ago. You might remember in late January, DEA, along with other federal agents, initially took 49 people into custody at a party inside an industrial building. And according to ICE, at least 41 of those people were in the country without proper documentation.
Asian
The
for
DEA
sure.
told us that raid was part of a 6-month investigation, started when a member of the Venezuelan prison gang brought 12 kilos of fentanyl to Colorado. However, agents only found personal use quantities of drugs and 4 pistols. 9 News Investigates eventually learned the raid resulted in no state or federal criminal charges being filed against any of those people who were taken into custody. Meantime, in Florida this weekend, ICE has conducted what it calls a first-of-its-kind operation when that agency and state law enforcement worked together to arrest nearly 800 people over 4 days. ICE.
So they getting a lot of the immigrants up out of here. And I think this had to do a lot with the Democrats, man. I think they was playing some type of game with them.
In Miami has called this operation highly successful. Also says it's the first time they have a partnership between state and federal partners. ICE has yet to provide more details about who was arrested, their legal status, or any more information about the operation. CNN reports more than 200 state.
So, as y'all see, man, the immigrants going, the Asians is seeing with that movie. Did y'all check out that movie, The Sinners? But my whole point is the Asian community definitely needs to we gotta tighten up. We gotta cut them off, man. I don't see nothing that they play. I know Mickey, you was talking about the nail salon. I just don't see no area where they play and trying to help us out of or feel sorry for anything we got going on, in my opinion. But that's their community. That's how they rock. What I did. So I'm gonna show y'all this. A couple more of the Asians speaking about this, about that Sinners movie. But I think that one hit it right on the head for me. With a lot of people was a little upset with it, but we don't care about none of that. Check this out. Where that lady at? Where's the lady at? And the Asian lady let them in. But I'm serious about this, about that Japan all these Asian restaurants. I don't know about y'all, but I want to find this lady, man, that y'all gotta see. Asian lady. That dude did look a little avatar. That dude did look a little fruitcake-ish to me though. I ain't gonna lie. But they said this was one of the best movies that was out. So I feel like that was it's a good thing for black people, but we were doing our research. And it definitely wasn't owned particularly by black people. But that Asian lady on Sinners had me pissed off. This was the Asian lady who said that we ain't got time. I wish I could play the movie skit. Sugar. She was like, we ain't got time to help them. Like, and that I think that really. Oh, I ain't even showing y'all the screen. My bad. I ain't even showing y'all the screen. This the lady in the movie that was like, we ain't even. And this what made a lot of people mad. But this how we feel. This how I feel about these Asian restaurants and stuff like that. We gotta let them feel how we coming, how we don't feel like they support the community. I can't find the lady that was speaking, but she was saying some good stuff about it. Let me see if I can find more people. But yeah, she ain't coming up. Oh well, oh well. But yeah. Did y'all watch the movie? Put a one in the chat, man, if you've seen the movie. I don't want to spoil it for you. How can a conscious black man respect the NFL? I do not watch that bullshit. It's modern day slave trade. For real, it is. It is. What made me so mad about it is they got I think he's a Indian or Middle Eastern guy. They let him be an owner. It's all white guys and they got a Middle Eastern owner that he's an owner for the Jaguars. They let him be an owner, but they ain't let none of us who built the NFL. It wouldn't be no NFL if it weren't for us. So it's letting you know that they want us in the same position. Like they had these Middle Easterns and these Asian people, still above us, like serving us, which I think is just crazy. And they sit up here and act like, we can't have our own stuff that we own. They want to make us look like we gotta be so dependent on them, bro. And I don't like it. Okay, Mickey, you seen it. I don't know. I guess you're the only one that's seen it. I seen it, but I missed some important things. I could have been more focused, but movies be having me like, I probably gotta watch it again, to really, really let it sink in. Keeping their foot on our necks. Yeah, that's what they do. It's like you put these Middle Easterns, these Chinese, you put all of them in position here in America to be right up over us. But we understand the play. That's why we got to cancel them. No corner stores, right? So this the new Get Out movie, basically. Basically. But the movie ain't really funded by, like, they pushing on the media that, yo, this is a black movie. It sold box office. But we did our research, man. And we seen that it ain't totally by us. They'll give us a little power, but they ain't doing it like that. But it was a perfect example of how they do us, bro. They not gonna ride, they not gonna help, they gonna stick to white America. Everybody who them people put in place in our neighborhoods and communities, they're gonna attach themselves to the Caucasian community. They'll never speak up with us when we helping their business thrive. They'll never do nothing. Put it definitely one to watch more than one time. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check it out again because it's a lot of stuff I ain't peeped. T Beezy put, yup. They say Bill Cosby tried to buy NBC and ABC, and there he come with charges. Yeah, he was getting out of his boundary. They don't want us owning no media, man. And if they do have us owning something, I'm guaranteeing y'all it's gonna be a Boule member, or they're gonna be pro-Democrat, or they're gonna be something tied into the system, bro. We need a free thinker, free speaker that's like got no ties. I don't trust people that got ties to the system with these 501c3s. Like, I don't trust them. They just using their face. That's how they gonna play us. They gonna use black people's face like they did Obama and make us feel like, okay, we got one. But we ain't got nothing. So I'm gonna go back onto this. I'm with you though with that. I'm with you with the NFL. White adjacent idolism. Yeah, for real. I mean, they putting them in play. They giving them the loans and stuff and putting them in place. So they gonna be loyal to them, or they probably gonna put them out. But I'm so sick of all of these owners, these club owners, all of this property that's going on. It's Asian people from other countries, bro. Like, how y'all come here and get all of this ownership, bro, in the hood? You owning clubs. You owning clubs. You owning a lot of stuff. No, I ain't with it. We got more than enough capable people, but I definitely want us to get on some group economics. But yeah, that 501c3, busy is like, that's the hustle. That's the pimp hustle that they're using on people. Got a 501c3 in the back. Until they get some black owners that can come in and break up the collusion they've been doing, I will feel different. For real, bro. Like, they let they got other races in. I think they got a Chinese guy. I'm not mistaken. I think they got a Chinese owner. But it's a Chinese, it's a Middle Eastern. It just don't make no sense. It's slave owner. It giving me slave plantation vibes, bro. It's giving me plantation vibes. It's too many black people at the bottom. But I'm with you, Pearl Hayes. Like, I'm not for it. I can't rock with it, bro. Something deep down in me is like, nah, man, I can't do it. I just don't feel like it's right. I was a store manager at a salon, and the owner was a heart surgeon, but this was a 5-year-old's first business. Dang, that's crazy. So they setting up generational wealth for they people. That's how the game messes us up, because they making sure that they're setting it up where they're keeping control. The only thing we could do is cancel. That's the only thing we could do is stop spending our money with. Because these these Middle Eastern stores, they ain't going nowhere. The hotels they owning, they ain't going nowhere. Matter of fact, they buying more hotels. And they don't spend no money with us, bro. Yeah, we need to start our own league. Shout out to you, Brandy. We need to start our own league. But do you know that these foreigners, they don't spend no money with us? They don't buy none of our stuff. When has a Middle Eastern shop, like, I mean, I done sold people from other, like, I done sold water treatment systems to Middle Eastern. I got a few Middle Eastern customers. But that's like water. It's like, I'm talking about stuff that they got, you know? They don't spend no money with us, bro. And maybe because we ain't in the right business field, but that's just what I see, bro. Like, they don't spend none of their money with us. And Wallow gonna go outside his mouth and gonna say, "Oh, we don't need to spend with just black. I don't care what color you is." Like, that's the stupidest thing ever, bro. Cause I tried to sell the Chinese people, they ain't buying nothing. They go buy from their people only. It's like they got a hidden rule. You know, some of them be Americanized. They gonna, hang with you, shop with you, and stuff like that. Very few, bro. But for the most part, we're spending our money with them. So they don't hire or buy from us. That's what I'm saying, bro. So the fact that Wallow said that to me was like, bruh, why they ain't talking like you? Why the Asians and the Middle Easterns ain't saying they gonna spend their money wherever? You know? They ain't saying that at all. They spend their money specifically with their people, bro. I feel you, Avatar. You gotta play the money game like they do. Stock, crypto to keep up with what they do. Invest in the quality companies. No, we need that, but we gotta get quality. We gotta have quality companies, bro. Too. Like, if we just invest in them, like we gotta invest in companies that are ours. That'll be the biggest move to make. Cause we still kind of dependent. Like that's just an avenue, but we gotta have them companies, bro. We gotta have an NFL. We gotta have I'm saying we gotta have big companies for us to be able to compete with these people. They got corner stores, bro, nail salons, Chinese restaurants, bro. What we got? All we got is like we got a little bit of restaurants. We don't got the power in the community. Right? He's an ex-convict. That's what I'm saying. I was just disappointed in him, man. I see it too. Greedy and dislike us, however it want. Yeah, they want our money, but they don't shop with us, bro. They don't go get their car washed in the hood. They don't, you know what I'm saying? They don't throw no stuff for their appreciation of us spending our money with their businesses. They could care less. You know? But we definitely gotta invest, but we gotta have our own businesses, bro. If we don't have no landmark businesses, we're smart enough, bro. Back in the days, that's what we had. We had our own businesses, airports, hospitals. We got to get back to that. Like we can invest in their stuff with our money. That's a good play, but we got to invest in really having control of our whole economy. And we don't got control of our economy, bro. We can invest all day. We can invest our dollar, but they still gonna have control. You know, we need our own. We need our own crypto. We need our own crypto coin. You know, our own little market. You know, living the life. Yeah, we can do it, man. We definitely can do it. That's why I be trying to have us practice group economics and stuff like that. But I'm definitely looking into some stocks though tomorrow morning. But we need our own businesses. Shout out to Nikki P. She came up with a good idea of and also Destiny. We got a lot of guys too that was in there that was talking about having a kind of like a yellow pages for the community so we know, and trying to get the businesses that's needed in the Black community areas, like making sure we putting the businesses there that we can be able to just shop with our own. So that's something real big, man, that we got working on. I agree, but to me, it just seems like most don't have the funds to fund their business. That's why they say invest to make money and drop the money you made into your business. Yeah, them ladies, yeah, they did a good job. Yeah, I'm with you, bro. You got to invest, but it's like, you seen how we ran up them funds for Carmelo? Like, we got enough. We could do something like that for businesses. We can be running up money like that, $400,000 or $500,000, bro, into just to be right with businesses. Boom, 500,000. Let's get this business set up in this city. Let's get this business set up in this city. Boom, 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 boom. We got the funds to do it. But Wallow and Gilly Sambo, they partnered with Barstool. And that's what I'm saying. they partnered with Barstool, and that's why they don't like when people talk about black owned. Like I was talking to one of my partners, right? I got a water treatment business. He got a water treatment business, but the difference is I buy parts and manufacture my equipment. He has an establishment from a white company that he goes with, and they can pull his business from him whenever and take away from him. You know what I mean? Where they can't nobody take away anything from me. I can go in any state, any area. Like they have it to where you can't even go to certain territories if you signed up with them. And what I'm saying is, you know, it's a difference. You know, it's a big difference. You know, now you're going to get more push. You know, they're going to make a lot more money off of him. He can generate income, but they're going to take about probably 50-60%. But me, I got more control over the income that I made. You know, like last year I did 6 figures with my business, but all I had was my employees, my independent contractors, and my equipment I had to pay for. But if you go with them, you're going to have to pay them. It's just a lot that they take out of your pot. So it's like, I understand the difference of being independent. You know, a lot of people don't understand that, but I don't want to knock nobody, but you got to veer off into having your own independence, your own stuff, bro, with no attachment from them people. You don't need these people to be attached to your stuff all the time. That's just my opinion, though. Yeah, bro, we gotta put money to businesses. We gotta know what businesses is gonna work, bro, and we gotta put all that money, 400,000-500,000. We gotta be like, boom, let's all come together. Boom, let's put this money together. Boom, the business is here. We got that. We could do that, and then we can put that on the stock market. We can invest in our own companies. It's like we gotta start taking control. But we on the right path, bro. Like with the group I got, with y'all on my chat, we really on making things happen. A lot of people just be on here talking, but we really be talking about real creative ideas to push us forward. That's why I like getting on here talking to y'all, for real. Shedeur Sanders was a straight blackball, for real. He was blackball, bro. Shout out to Perry Hayes. Said now is the time for FBA to start a financial banking system, something we can contribute to monthly or whenever possible to have our own funding. Bro, I just put that in my group. Y'all need to let me see if I can I just put that in the group of our group. We got a wealth builders group that we discuss businesses and we discuss ideas, and I just put that. Y'all let me know if y'all seen that I put in the group. I said we need to start having our own funding to where we can fund businesses. I got to put the group in there so everybody can. But I said that we got to do that so we can have our own funding. Well, we don't have to be asking for their money, you know. And I wanted to do something to where we help black businesses with funding, because they don't give us the funds. Like the money is where they hold us captive at. They don't give us the funds. They don't do the things that we need so we can get money. Like they'll go fund these Middle Easterns. They'll give them loans. They'll give the Asian people loans so they can start their business. But when we go apply, we'll have everything. Boom, boom, boom. And they won't give us, they'll give us a percentage of the money that they'll give them. It's all good. But you're right, though, Perry Hayes. We got to start our own financial banking system, bro. And like Avatar said, we got to have some stocks in there. We got to be able to have money that's generating. It's kind of like how the BlackRock do it. They buy real estate, they buy land. Like we got to have different avenues where money appreciates that we got to bank in, and then we can loan stuff out and loan money off. And we got guys too that's in the bank, like they work for these companies, Goldman Sachs, these financial institutions. We got guys that work for them that sold their financial products that they know, how to make it come together. So I think this is the time we start that. But I put that in the group. I said, look, we need to start some kind of financial fund so we ain't got to be begging people for money. But definitely we need to start that group to where we get black people to contribute. Like if we had 40 million black people, you added a statement in wealth building. Yeah, I added that statement in wealth builder, in the wealth builders group. You'll only send it in the letter. Avatar, man, you feel like them people on you. No, but that's cool. However, but we gotta, the finances is first, like Perry Hayes say, bro. We gotta the funding, and we have to put businesses in our community that we're gonna support ourselves. Every one of our communities need to have our businesses at their fingertips to where they can go spend their money. This is what's gonna shake up the whole system, bro. Because a lot of these cultures, they ain't gonna be able to survive without us. Like they're surviving and being rich off of us when we can just enrich ourselves. But we gotta start somewhere though. We gotta start somewhere. And I think us starting off with us, like he said, we put something in monthly. We have a financial institution. We funding stuff. We getting stuff going. We putting the businesses in the communities. Because I thought of an idea of electrical, HVAC, and plumbing. There's a lot of Caucasian companies where they have that, where they're putting them all in one, and they're servicing the hood. A lot of black guys working for them and stuff like that. And it's like, we can't get to the NFL until we can get to these little small businesses, till we get to the boots on the ground stuff, the stuff that, the corner stores, the land, the stuff that's right here. Then we could elevate and get bigger. But it's hard to shoot for the NFL when we got all these cultures in the community selling us everything. You got people coming over here selling flowers in the streets, man. And they don't spend no money. Y'all listen, these foreigners, they don't spend no money into the system. They send all that money back home. They send all that money to another country and be building up, be getting money. They're not finna come to your stores. They're not finna come to your businesses, bro, unless if it's like a essential product, like food, like, you know what I'm saying? Like water. Like I be having them, be wanting the best prices on water. That's the only way. Was universe sending signals, pay attention. We don't need rich people. We need the numbers of us all. Let me put that in, boy. You cooking tonight, boy. You cooking tonight, boy. The Carmelo case was a sign just to let you know that was the universe sending signals, pay attention. We don't need rich people. We need the number of us all, or a portion of that 40 plus million FBAs. You right, bro. We got 40, 50 million black Americans here. All we got to do is, that's enough money. Bro, if you do the math right now, bro, let's just say 1 million people, bro. Let's just say we had 1 million solid people, bro. Right? Say we had 1 million solid people and we gave $10 a month. That would be $10 million a month, bro. If we had 1 million people and they put $10 a month and it was like, yo, We're going to use this money specifically for building the community, building our finance programs up so we can finance these businesses, putting people in position. Bro, we would have $120 million a year that can go into wealth building. It's like that Carmelo case was a sign. You're right. It let us know that, bro, we can run up a good amount of money. We don't need these people. We don't need no rich people. $10 million a month we can generate with just 1 million people just down with the cause. Right. They ain't coming to us in the hood. This is why I dislike what Wallow said when he said, man, spend your money wherever. You know, we got to start small. We got to start with us. The first thing you could do, you got to join the chat so we can figure out how we can get our information secure. But we can't be scared. At some point, we got to make a move, bro. Our ancestors wasn't playing. Like, our ancestors was, bro, getting to it. They wasn't even playing. So our goal should be 1 million people. We need to get 1 million people putting in $10 a month. That's the goal. Okay, we got over 40 million of us here. And we could start smaller than that, bro. We could start with 100,000 people, even 1,000 people, whatever we got, whatever we can make, we can start businesses. Let's say if we had 100 people, because we got like 24, 25 people in the group. We can start small with just having our grocery stores, having little stores, bro, that we can have in the community. And I think once we start generating income, self-preservation is key. We all got to be, we got to be thriving to make everything thrive. So I think if we come together and we start having businesses that's thriving, it's going to be easier for us to put people on. But shout out to Brandy Coke, for real. Let's make it happen. That's why we need y'all. That's why in this group, I need y'all checking in on that app, on things that we saying to spark thought, so we can put all our ideas together and make them happen. I'm tired of being scared of these people. I ain't no more like, forget these people. We got to do what we got to do. We definitely got to meet up though. But we got to do what we got to do, bro. We can't be too scared to make an impact or make a change. Whatever happens, it is what it is. We'll learn from that, but we definitely got to make the moves because it's that time. It's 2025 right now. We barely getting black people to spend with us. But I got some land in Michigan for the taxes owed, and it has a house on there, but it needs a roof and tear down, but it's 1% black there. So I'm going to try to sell it. 87 square feet. Okay. Let me read that again. I got some land in Michigan for the taxes. Oh, it has a house on there, but it needs a roof or tear down, but it's 1% black there. So I'm going to try to sell it. What's up, Eric? Appreciate you for tapping in, man. That's what's up, Beezy. Yeah, Avatar got some land. A couple people got some land. I'm about to close on a piece of land here in La Bella, like $5,000 for a lot. So, and I don't mind just holding land, bro. It's no problem with holding land, y'all. Even holding it and paying the taxes and figuring out what you're gonna do with it. But I think we definitely gotta come together, build a revenue, generate income for everybody who in the group with ideas. It's pretty much going to be like an investors group, and I think that's going to be the start of us being able to jump into communities and put our people on, because ain't nobody talking like how we talking right now. So let's definitely make it happen, man. Y'all got to sign up for that. Jump into the Discord, Brandy and Perry Hayes, man. We need y'all. What's up, Eric? You know it, man. You know we got to bring it to you. I appreciate you, man. What you think, Eric, about all this situation, man? We trying to, we've been trying to put our people on, but yes, it's a lot of signs we seeing, man, with the NFL, with Carmelo Anthony case. We don't need no rich people. We already rich. We already got the riches already. We got enough money. So we don't need no more money. It's like we got enough of what we got to start small and elevate. I posted Discord investors and IPO on Discord. Yeah, man, tomorrow morning I'm looking into making some money with the stocks and cryptos, man. So all my information gonna go in tomorrow. I'm finna try to put some in, but I really want to get some stuff started with us. So I want us to get some ideas together too. Definitely, man. So, man, y'all know how it is, man. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all for just being open-minded to do things impactful. Our ancestors would have been they probably screaming in their grave like, man, if y'all don't get this going. Salute, Energy Lovely. I appreciate you tapping in. Our ancestors rolling over in their grave like, what is going on? But yeah, y'all, that IPO or Discord, I feel like it's gonna be a good stock to jump into. That's what I feel like. So that's definitely something we got to look into. I appreciate you too, Avatar, for putting all that stuff in there. But yeah, we own it. We own it. Make sure y'all just try to check up on the app, man, and see what's going on. We need to get everyone to list their skills, talents, and business in the Discord. Bro, you own it. You heating up. You cooking. And business in the Discord so we can know who to invest into, put money behind. For real, bro. Yep. Because I'm finna put an ad in for some appointment setters tomorrow for my area in North Florida. But I kind of could deal with people who are appointment setters from anywhere because I kind of want it as a work from home type of job. But I'm looking for some appointment setters. But I got the system where we could do this in every state, like in every place. It's just positions you need. And I see where people be putting stuff on like Craigslist. That's where I go to put stuff on there that you could do that. We could do this in every city. You feel me? Like, sign me up. I got you, Mickey. But we can do this in every city, bro. It's like all we need is positions. 3 or 4 positions. I can ship some water treatment equipment there and we got the ball rolling. And it's like, I'm pretty sure if everybody put what they good at and put it in the Discord, we can get businesses and talents going, while we making money on the market as well. So we got to use all our talents, bro. We got to use everybody to self-preservation to push ourselves forward. So it ain't just nobody should be alone. Like, we all should be able to help each other, bro, and piggyback off of what each other doing. Like, I was with TBZ and we talking about dispatching, and I got my license for being a broker for shipping equipment. And we talking about linking up stuff like that. It's like, link with your people, man. Make moves with your people, man. Don't be scared to, you know what I'm saying? Get things going with your people. Yeah, we got to check. Yeah, I mean, we do got some people, we got one that's not, not definitely FBA, but I feel like we can still have people that work and rock with us if they down for the cause. We do want FBA, but we got a lot of FBA people that's boule, and you know what I'm saying? So we can't have no agents trying to get down with the program, right? So, right, we can't have no agents. We got to check people out, but we definitely have to, we got to have them sign a, I mean, they got to take the oath for us, you know, like, look, bro, this is for the, you know, the betterment of us, and we don't have nobody. You shouldn't be able to be alignment with any other forces. It's a way that we got to be able to make sure everybody is on point, you know. Check them at the gate. But it's definitely time to make it happen. It's definitely time to make it happen. But yeah, y'all was cooking tonight with the information, man. He put facts, water God, real. Yeah, you cooking tonight, Avatar, but for real, you said something right there. We need to know everybody's talent. What you got going on, what businesses that you work for, that you know information, because a lot of people, they work for some of these companies and they got information. You know how they do their thing. So we got to bring that information to the community, bro. Cipher that information, get it to the community so we can be able to compete with these big time, you know, with these big time people. But for real. Shout out to everybody though, man. I know y'all, it's been history. We got a history of people. But it be FBAs too, bro. Like Darton Perry, William O'Neill. They took down the Black Panther Party. It was FBAs. They got FBAs. The J. Edgar Hoover got FBAs to infiltrate. Okay, it's like it's gonna come if they infiltrate, bro. They gonna infiltrate with people that is gonna be a line that's in there. You know, that's how they did it. So it's deeper than that, in my opinion, bro. If we look at history, bro, Darthart Perry was FBA. William O'Neill was FBA. You got some of these guys walking around here, pastors. You got a lot of people be FBA that they use. So it's like we have to have a more complex situation than that. That ain't gonna save people just because, you know, that ain't gonna make it to where they safe. We gotta understand their heart, their character, and know that we gotta be able to test further than just that. That don't mean you good, bro. I'm just keeping it G. History showed us that we have to have a better way of vetting people and knowing that they for the collective. You know what I'm saying? Because we've been got so many times, bro. That's why they got the Divine Nine. A lot of these people in the Divine Nine is FBAs, you know, and they getting them to switch over on us. So if that's going to be the only thing that keep us, like, we'll get got. We will get got. They will get somebody in there to have all the paperwork, everything. Oh, yeah, I'm solid. But no, we got to have something else. Exactly. I'm with you, Avatar. Like, it has to, that's not going to make it to where I know you ain't go cross, bro. Because it's people we seeing that's on the other side. That, and they from our lineage, bro. Some of us got people we know that's in that's in some of these groups. But if they gonna rock, I mean, if they gonna be an ally and help us out, but I get where y'all coming from. You just don't want it to be because a lot of people showed you that they, you know, they tethers or they all of that. So we feel like, but we got to get our thing going. But I understand where y'all coming from. I understand what you mean on you're not trying to have nobody infiltrate, but it's a cold world out here, bro. It's a cold world. But yeah, we can't trust as easily anymore. But that goes for any. You can't let nobody just FBA you and get in, bruh, and just be like, oh my gosh, that's in. Like, that's gonna be, history showed us that. I be playing y'all the video of Darhart Perry. Okay, William O'Neill. They had the US organization. They call them the United Slaves Organization. They were blacks. They were like FBAs where they had them compete against the Black Panther Party. Them people will pay and have a whole organization that's just like FBA or just like what you trying to have with them people, and they'll have them go against you. And it'll look like you got FBA versus FBA. You be like, damn, bro, how y'all switching up like this? But these are paid agents. Then they get in other people. It's like they play a dirty game, bro. They play a dirty game. They know how to infiltrate us. COINTELPRO, that's what that is. COINTELPRO means we gonna get your people. We ain't finna infiltrate you with, a white guy and have him come in there. No, we're gonna get the people that you comfortable with. And we got you. Boom. So we just have to have a more efficient way of vetting people that could be a problem, bro. We probably gonna have the top people gonna be FBAs, of course. We're probably gonna have some people that's FBAs, that's, you know what I'm saying? But we need to be able to have people that's solid character, people that's for the collective as well. You know what I'm saying? That can't be the only reasoning. That can't be the only thing that gets you, you know what I'm saying? And we can watch for agents, yeah. So wait, we got to watch for agents. We're going to have to watch for agents anyway. Like lineage based, not lineage based. It's going to be agents out there that we're going to have to watch for. Because that's what COINTELPRO was, though. But we got FBA on the top. I feel like we good, bro. Like you look at some of these white organizations, bro. They be having white organizations, but Walmart got a whole bunch of black people working in them. You know what I'm saying? At the point, once the power is there, once the power is in the certain hands, is there. Yeah. You cannot be mafioso if you're not Italian. Okay. I know a problem when I see it, and nobody will change my mind about them. It's like nobody will change their mind. But we just got to keep coming together with a good elaborate plan. I predict Travis Hunter is Herschel Walker 2.0 on steroids. What about Shedeur? What you think, Shedeur? I don't think Shedeur gonna do pretty good. Feel bad for that brother. But yeah, man, y'all make sure y'all get into the chat, man, so we can get into that Discord, so we can figure out ways we can come together. Self-preservation. But I'm definitely looking for some positions, man, and I'm gonna probably put that in the chat. But I want to know what everybody doing too, man. Like Avatar said, I want to know what you're doing, what your talents. I already see a couple talents of people that I already been associated with, like Avatar, TBZ, Cat, a couple of others. I know what Trevor be doing. So I know, but it's good for everybody. We all know what we're good at and know where our talents is at. I hope he changes Cleveland's reputation and make the NFL eat crow. I do too, man, but I know how this system works, and I just don't. I feel like, bruh, it's gonna be nearly impossible for him to change that. That organization is in the gutters, bro, and they got so many quarterbacks. It's like, I hope so too. I hope he come out, ball out, but I'm telling you, man, I don't watch football no more like that, but Cleveland is not where it's at. They just paid a quarterback $200 and something million. But the Browns are cursed. Yeah, they paid a quarterback a couple years ago $200 million. He was one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He went to the Browns and looked like one of the worst. They trying to get rid of him now. Anytime a brother go to the Browns, a black quarterback, he go to the Browns, it's trash. So, like I said in my video, y'all, that was the only team I would have not wanted Shedeur to go to, bro. Any other team, I'd be like, bro, you got a shot. I see them going up. Like, they'll have a bad year, they'll go up. It's cool. Like, you can come in there and change some things, but a organization that's just been at the bottom for years, no, bro. Yeah, y'all, we got to stick together, man. Get on it. But y'all know how we do, man. We always on it. What you think about Tom Brady's sabotage? I don't know about Tom Brady's sabotage. I seen Tom Brady in the club listening to black people. They ain't 50 years old. He was listening to somebody. He was at a concert. Man. I hate having my key in my pocket because I got that push start. So sometimes I can just push a button, bro. The car be starting, the car be running, and truck be running. I don't even know what's going on. Brady sabotage Shedeur going to the Raiders. I don't know about that, homie. But I hope he do his thing in Cleveland, though. I hope he get up out of there. Hey, man, what you think about? Do you think it was orchestrated with the NFL to have that dude call? I don't know about the Brady sabotage, but do y'all think the NFL did this to him? That this was a whole play from the NFL to have that kid prank him? I think the kid knew more. He had to know a lot of information for him to prank everybody. My boy Trev is he's in California, man. Brady sabotage should do it. I don't know, man. He could sabotage him. Yeah, the kid was the owner's son or something like that, but he knew what was going on, man. He knew what was going on. But that's how they do, though. But I know a problem when I see one. But man, appreciate y'all for tapping in with me on this Sunday. I got some good videos coming out though about the taxation. I ain't see William Johnson in a minute. He liked that. How they tax us, bro. We are the most taxed race in America. They ain't taxing the Middle Easterns like that, the Asians like that, the immigrants like that. Our people get taxed the most. Black people. I got a video I'm gonna drop this week on that. But finance, man. Finance plan. That's what we got to be talking about. You know, how we can come together and finance our own endeavors. But it's Moon Day, last Moon Day of April. What is Moon Day? Today is Moon Day. Dope. I don't know about Moon Day, my guy. I have no idea what Moon Day is. I damn sure will. I don't mind figuring it out. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Moon Day. Oh yeah, it's 12 o'clock. Got you. Moon Day. Yeah. Yeah, I heard about that. That's crazy though. Moon Day. And Sunday. Man, where you got all that information from? Government efficiency. But he on some Wicca. Man, y'all make sure y'all put y'all talents, man. I'm trying to put some stuff together. For real. He on some Wicca. For real. Department of Government. Bruh. That department, bro. You got to change that name up, bro. What that name mean you got, bro? The department. What time it is? Yeah. But, yo, the NFL disrespected black people, not just Shedeur Sanders. Yeah, they disrespected black people, bro. As far as the pay, yeah, they disrespected I forget what else they disrespected, bro. Like they really disrespected Lamar Jackson when it was time for him to get paid. There was a lot of people they disrespected, bro. You know. But I can't wait till we have our own leagues, bro. Once we're able to get this off the ground, we can be able to have our own football, own basketball league. I know Ice Cube doing that, but we did our researching. Ice Cube don't even really own the big three, bro. And that's what we got to look out for. Oh, it was co-founded. Yeah, but he co-founded it with somebody else. You know what I'm saying? He ain't the total ownership. So think about something like this, y'all. If you look at this, the big three, basketball league was co-founded by rapper and actor Ice Cube and entertainment executive Jeff Ulbrich. You know that ain't no brother. So it's half FBA, half Jewish. The league has since transitioned from being centrally owned and operated to selling ownership rights to teams representing individual markets. The first team sale was DCB Sports, a group led by investment firm DCB Sports. The league is now also selling teams to other investors and groups, including professional athletes and celebrities. That may be a good. I wonder if they got to stop. Yeah, they put a prank on all of us. Yeah, man, they did. But what I'm saying is, we got FBA partnering with Jewish people, bro, at the top. And people still think that that's, like black owned. So how y'all feel about that? Do you feel like the big three is, would you say that's FBA? Me, I feel like if the top is FBA only, you good. If you got some other people that's up under them, but that's not a good mix. That's what I'm saying. If you got the top of your industry, if the co-owners are FBA, you good, bro. You can have other people that's doing stuff that's not, you good. You can, long as you can fire them and hire them and still have a company. But if it's something like this, that's when I'm with y'all. Like, yo, look, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that, in my opinion. It got to be owned by us, and then we can have, okay, yeah, you could be an accountant, you could be something, might have you doing some little stuff. If you talented, you prank them back. Yeah, he can prank them back. He definitely can do that. Pranking them back meaning winning. He got to do something. He got to ball out. Because they throwed him in there, but they sent him to the graveyard. They sent Shedeur to the graveyard, bro. They want him to die in goddamn in Cleveland. They tried to bury him. So but yeah, I appreciate y'all, man, for tapping in. We always doing our thing. We got 21 in here tonight. But yeah, Shedeur Sanders, why is it that we are supposed to be visible to everyone? Why do we gotta always try to impress others? Right. I'm for that, bro. Like, we ain't gotta be visible. Nobody don't gotta know that we got, it's ours. Like, that's how I feel about my company. I don't want people to know. I want them to not know. Only when I'm with my people or when I'm be like, because our people are X. Some people is like that. I had a lady came to me and she was like, "Is this business? If business is black owned, she ain't buying." It's people that's like that. Like, they don't feel comfortable with certain cultures selling them stuff. So you gotta, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, bro, a lot of people about to breathe a new life in Cleveland. I hope so. I hope so, man. I hope so, but I wouldn't hold my breath on it. I'd rather him get up out of there. Don't sign the contract. Now, if he don't sign with them, ain't nobody gonna sign him. They gonna blackball him for real. Cause he ain't making no heck of a lot of money. Like, he just had a pay cut from what he was making with NIL to what he making now as a 5th round draft pick. It's peanuts. He would have been better off being an undrafted free agent and just being able to pick his team, in my opinion. No way he would have picked Cleveland. If he would have had Cleveland, New Orleans, Miami, New York Jets, he would have picked everybody else but Cleveland. But if they draft you, it's like, it is what it is. I prefer scrolling up and down my block with the big wheel. Yeah, I'm with you on that too. You don't have to let everybody know, but that's how these companies be, bro. You don't be knowing who own these companies. They don't be putting their face out there because it's a It's a liability. You know? I'm with you, Perry Hayes, on that, but this is why I think this is why I think not that he needed funding. This is why, because he just announced this movie Friday. He announced this movie Friday, and he was saying that he need Hollywood. He don't want to use his money. He want to use their money. But it's like, if you do that, you giving people all the power. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're giving them all the power, and they just using you for face. And it's like, you done made enough, you done did enough that where you could just do things yourself. In my opinion, bro. If he needed funding, he should have asked the community. Look what we just did with old boy. That's going into the narratives like we need them people, like we need their money. We don't need their money, bro. If you gonna put a box office movie and that movie gonna generate 500 million from the sale, and it's gonna cost you 50 million to produce it, you know what I'm saying? You need to get actual people for the funding for the 50 million, or the funding that you need. Take out a loan, cause I know they don't want to loan no money. They want us to be dependent on them, though. They want us to have that mentality. And I'm trying to get us out of that. I'd rather start small, bro. Like, people thought I wouldn't have a water treatment business without any of these big name white institutions. But now they see, bro, I did a year. I'm climbing. Like, you can do it, bro. It's not mandatory that you need them people. Start small. People be afraid to start small. Like, you can start small, bro, and make it happen. To Cube in 90s. He's been a traitor and no one noticed it. No, you know what? And you talking to somebody who was a big fan, bro. That was the first rapper my dad let me listen to. I heard in the car was Ice Cube. And I was like, dang, today was a good day. But when I do the research, that NWA, that gangster rap, took over the political rap. And I think that was a play that they made on us. Because we was talking politics until that gangster rap came in. And I think they started pushing on that gangster rap to stop all the political rapping that was going on. And he played a part in it. There was some people saying that he a Mason. So that's what I'm telling y'all. You will be fooled by the people who do things to help these people out, bro. You be thinking they down, you be thinking they FBA down, and you be confused. You be heartbroken. I was heartbroken hearing that, bro. Like, damn, bro, just to thinking that he played a part in that. You know? And he still ain't really having nothing totally independent. He is, bro. I'm with you. I was like, bro, he's solid. He be saying the right stuff, all of that. But I don't know, man. He partnering with them people, bro. He be partnering with them people, bro. But somebody did have that he was he was a Mason. So, and I'm not saying totally, but I'm saying it's out there that's how you gonna show me. And this is my opinion, y'all. This is how you show me that you for the community, is when you have ownership of something that is only from you. I don't care about funding. I care about you trying to leave something for the people. Like, it's no point in me if you doing something and you not riding so we can have our own ownership and stuff. You know, how is the big three gonna pass down? The big three need to be able to pass it down. Like, I guarantee you that Jewish money, because he probably owns more. It was a dude ran into me, right? White dude. He wanted to do business with me in the water. It was two white dudes. And the white dude said, bro, I like your business and what is going on, but I gotta be 51%. And I'm like, 51, how you gonna come at me something where you want to be have more ownership than me, bro? And I started this. I put everything together. Like, I'm the one who, what I'm saying, got this information, bro. So it's like they're going to pimp, bro. They look at you as node, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, nah, bro, I ain't doing it. It was two dudes. It was like, I ain't doing it. I get it out the mud. That lets me know that you feel right. Nobody should be taking 51% of your business, bro. That's how they gonna come at you. I'm telling you, if they came at me like that, bro, they coming at him like that. They not finna give him total ownership where they can remove him, where Ice Cube can remove this guy. That ain't happening. That guy got the majority ownership, bro. He has been there since the 90s. I need to know when he has sold out. And I'm just saying that from my experience, it adds up. It make sense that he's partnering with these people. And he could be just trying to get his money, but if you ain't staying independent, how can you be true to your people, bro? That's the code. Like, that's it. You think them people letting you think anybody else is letting you be 51% of their business and have majority of the business to get them out of there? They not playing them kind of games. That's the independence is what's gonna let you know how people really rocking, bro. That's my opinion now. You feel me? From my experience and what I'm in. One of my partners got something. He was trying to sell me an energy. He was like, bro, I can make you a dealer for an energy company, bro. And I'm like, bro, but that's the energy company you got from the other dude, from the white dude, bro, that you up under, and you trying to put me up under this. I'm like, nah, bro, I ain't rocking with stuff like that right now. I'm doing stuff with independent. I'm trying to have it to where it's totally, it's independent from any other communities or cultures. I have no problem with these cultures. They doing their thing. They don't have to be under the same thing that we got. They partnering with their people. But it's important to partner with people who are black. If you got a lot of black people that's gonna be buying the product, bro. You have to have black people in there. So that independence says something to me with my experience, bro. And I don't want everybody to know that, for them to know, but I know this is independent, is 100%. Can't nobody take this and tell me, oh, I ain't selling you no products no more. I ain't doing this. They can't do that for me. I can go in any state, any city. Guys that own water treatment companies, they can't do that. They're stuck in the area. They got to sell their products right there. So it's like they are being restrained, bro. They can't grow. And this is some people I put on to the water industry, bro. And I'm telling you how it works. If you ain't independent, bro, you right. He sold out the moment he went to Hollywood. Like, yeah, you think Hollywood, bro, gonna let a black man come in there and just they partner with him and let him going on? No, bro. You got to play by their rules. It's just like the NFL. Bro. They control it. They want to have control over it. So that's what's going to show me he's solid when he's been in the industry for all of this time, bro. Show me something you own 100%. Because I bet you own your house 100%. Grassroots with Hollywood. He was never grassroots. He didn't need to be. He started rapping first, and then John Singleton put him in the writing movie. I mean, I'm not saying if he is. I'm just giving you what my experience is, how I feel like your independence matters. Just like with record labels, when you have your music and you have these people own your masters, but you say you independent. You grassroots. You sell your masters to these people. Now you could sell your masters to them and just be getting money, but we have to show each other. We have to show the people that independence is where it's at. That's what me and my people. That's what we pushing, bro. I'm pushing independence. Just like you said, you was just talking, Perry Hayes, about FBA only. You just said right now that if we start something, it's FBA only, right? But now you giving Cube a pass by having somebody that's not FBA in his association. Like, you like, it's cool when he do it, but when you start something, you like, nah, bro, FBA only. So like, you gotta be able to, you gotta speak on that, bro. You just said lineage only. Shouldn't you want Ice Cube to say the same thing at the top? And I'm just talking about the top, the ownerships, bro. I ain't talking about any, you know what I'm saying? Cause you can't, you just said, bro, FBA only lineage. Ice Cube ain't from the hood. He grew up well to do, different mindset. The person who grew up well to do is on a whole different level. Yeah. Man, his daddy could have been a Mason. They could have set him up, but grassroots in Hollywood, it's catchy. You need to watch the actions. That's why I said, what bad message has he ever put out? What bad message he ever put out? I mean, I can't say any bad message he ever put out. I'm like with you, bro. I'm just coming to this information, bro. Like, I was always a big Cube fan. I respect the thing that he did, but I'm just like, I feel like he don't be representing that independence like I feel like we should. He do be talking though. He do be saying some stuff. But that's just my opinion, man. I feel like he could stand on more independent business with his experience. Just like how I feel like with my experience, I want to stand on more independent business for us. Like, I would want him to do the same thing, but that's just my opinion, man. But exactly, he ain't hood. That's the problem. That's what I'm saying. Most people that ain't from the hood, they don't see the importance of having us there. They don't see that importance. They'll partner with people. They'll get money with everybody. Like Wallow, like, bro, don't just spend with black people. You know what I'm saying? Don't just start stuff with black people. So basically, period. If me right now, if I came to you and I say, hey, bro, I got this guy, the ish people, I got them. I don't want to get my channel be flagged when I be saying their names so much, bro. They be tripping. They be not want to pay for the video. If I say, look, bro, I got this guy, he want to invest in this financial stuff we doing. How would you feel about that? Like, yo, he want to be, he want to help us because we ain't got no funding. How would you feel? Would you feel like that's cool? You'll be like, nah, bro, we can't deal with bro. I could tell how Perry Hayes talking. You'll be like, nah, bro, I can't deal with homie. We can't deal with homie, bro. We got to vet him. if you would say yes to that, then you should feel the same way about Cube. Like, you gotta hold them to the same accountability, bro. In my opinion. What y'all say in the chat? Let me know in the chat. That man, like, if you gonna vet people you doing business with, right now we trying to start a finance and we got a guy that say, hey, yeah, look, bro, Perry, bro, I got 100 million. I just want to have control and ownership. You know what I'm saying? But I want to be in there. You would be like, nah, bro, you ain't of the lineage. But because we are a fan of Ice Cube, we let these celebrities get away with doing this kind of stuff. They supposed to been did this. All of them guys at the top was supposed to been had all of this stuff set up. We ain't just coming up with this right now. You know what I'm saying? But Ice Cube supposed to been thinking like that, bro. All of them guys supposed to been thinking like that, bro. You know? So if this blows up, if we start our stuff FBA only, and this guy comes up and he's, you know, they into our stuff, it ain't right. Don't promote violence in the hood and then go home to a gated community. Ooh. Dang. Yeah. He put, we are grassroots. Ice Cube is Hollywood. Know the difference. I mean, the difference is when you Hollywood, right? When you Hollywood, you got more access to be more, you know. Like, he could have had somebody, he could have been the full ownership of this, and he could have just used them people money. No, bro, we don't need to be no co-founder. Just shoot me 100 million, I give you 125. But I got my ownership. You feel me? He got more access, you know. But somebody seen, okay, you got this idea. I need to be able to make half. So if I'm gonna shoot you this 100 million, I need to be 51%. They still playing the game. But he could have came to people and been like, oh, okay, I need a loan. This is the idea I got. You know, you ain't got to be no control of my company. Just give me 125 million. I'm gonna give you 150 back. I keep my ownership. I feel more confident with him. He don't keep that ownership, bro. This high level thinking now. This ain't normal people. Like, this is, you know, on some next level thinking. You know, you right, Avatar. He want that easy loan. He put for someone to enter my personal life, they got to undergo initiation so I can see how you respond to a greater situation. Yeah, you're right. We put, no, the funding, we don't need nobody. We got the numbers. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm telling you, bro. Ice Cube didn't need this guy. Do you think Ice Cube needed this guy to start the big three? Out of anybody, bro, Ice Cube is Ice Cube. He done. You telling me that he needed this guy? Whoever this guy was, what did he need? His money? You know what I'm saying? We can all right now start a big three. Bet on yourself, bro. That's what we need. And we need to support each other. So when our people bet on themselves, we got their back. That's what the moral to this story is. Bet on yourself and have your people have your back. Let Q be great. Yeah, I mean, I'm just speaking to y'all like this. I ain't really, I hope brother do got his, majority ownership of this, man, and can have it to where he, but I don't know, bro. I'm with Mickey Jones on this one. I'm with Miss Mickey on this one, but we can worry about what we doing. We can show them this how you do it. This how you really be grassroots, and then you know what I'm saying, you go from grassroots to Hollywood with total ownership, with total control. That's our job, to show them. Now them rappers, you're right, because them rappers in the political fight the power, bro. They was coming out with them hits, with them political hits back then. You had them KRS-One, you had them boys, they was coming out with them political hits. Yeah, he could have just made better decisions, but we ain't finna that's what we gonna go with it, you know what I'm saying? But he could have made better decisions. I'm glad we do got somebody, he got a little face in it, but right now we making sure it's all coming from the culture, man. No other cultures, no Asians, no, black people, we cool. Long as you know what I'm saying, you good. Long as you got the complexion, you know what I'm saying? But man, I appreciate y'all for tapping in with this conversation. It was interesting. But salute the Cube, bro. Co-founder. But we're gonna do things a little different. Like Perry said, we is gonna do things a little different. No funding. No funding with their money. So you talking segregation? I'm talking ownership at the top. I'm talking us having control, total control of our endeavors. That's what I'm talking about. Like, other than that, nah, anybody can have a play. Like, I'm willing, you know what I'm saying? Long as it's up to us. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying, but I do like segregation, because we was where we was at in the 1920s and 30s, bro. That's when we was when we was segregated. We had all that money. Yeah, you could have made better decisions. I don't know the whole details of how he did that, but I'm more close to what Mickey said. I'm more close to how Mickey feel right now, than you know what I'm saying, than anything. But new information will make me change my mind. But this ain't about Ice Cube, bro. It's about what we doing. We doing something different. We got something different going on. Let that man do whatever, how he rocking. Yeah. Yeah, we definitely got to be on segregation. That's when we was at our finest, bro. They gonna be owning our stuff. But man, I appreciate y'all, man, for tapping in. This was a good talk. It's always good talking to y'all. Everybody got different mindsets, different viewpoints. It's good to hear everybody, but we still came to the one conclusion. We don't need no help financially. And we grassrooting everything. Doing our own funding. Getting our own funding, paying back our own loans if we got to, but we ain't really gotta have nobody saying, look, bro, I need ownership. That's why I want to have that financial system for us, to where we give out loans, we doing what we doing to fund our people. So man, y'all, let's do it. Let's link up, man. Let's make it happen. Shout out to Avatar, Mickey, T Beezy, everybody in the chat. Yeah, we definitely got to come together, man. I'm thinking ATL. I'm thinking Atlanta is a good little spot, but I know we got some people way on the West Coast in Cali. But I think down south down here would be a perfect place to meet, man. So make sure y'all tap in. Make sure y'all hit that like button too. But tap into the Discord. We got 13 people on live. I know some people just be some people just be, listening to it. They don't be really tapping in, but I'm gonna have to vet. But shout out to everybody holding us down, man, and trying to push us forward and getting us to the next level. Your effort is appreciated. For real. Yep, earn money, guard your heart, guard your peace, bro. Cause it's out here, man. You gotta have your right peace of mind. But y'all, we're gonna chop it up on the we're gonna chop it up in the Discord. So make sure y'all lock in. Let's have a three meetups on the east, one in the Midwest and one in the West. Yeah, man. I like that. That's what they used to do when I worked for a company, man. They used to have these conventions. And they had one in Las Vegas, they had one in Miami, they had one in New York, they had one in Chicago. They're just that's what we're gonna have, conventions, bro. Conventions where we have our business, we have our ideas going, and we just trying to grow. So that's what we're gonna call them, a convention. We put a family reunion, whatever, family reunion, convention, same thing. But have one in Vegas, have one in Atlanta, have one up top. But we got to make sure everybody got the funds. That's why I'm saying self-preservation, that's generating a income base. It'll be so important, bro, of how we can do things. And I think with that funding is important. Watch what I say online, right? Yeah, definitely. They already be flagging my channel. But man, appreciate y'all. Salute to everybody. Appreciate y'all for tapping in, man. We're gonna be live tomorrow. I mean, not tomorrow, Friday, but I am gonna be dropping videos. Everything gonna be else in the chat. Figure out how we can speak secretively. Y'all throw some ideas in there too. But let's put it together, man. Let's put it together so we can do it. So look, man, love, appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good night. Stay safe, stay blessed. Make sure you support us and push everybody to support us, man, so we can keep it moving. So peace and love. I'll catch y'all in the next one.